Hi everybody. Sorry, I was messing with my phone trying to figure something out. But welcome. Good to see you. Hope you have had a great week so far and are having a great Friday. Let's go ahead and jump right in to today's music lesson. Last week, chord tones were defined. So I thought it would be fun to kind of build on that and kind of demonstrate today how we can jump from one chord to another chord by keeping their common chord tone. So for example, we have a C major triad, which is C, E, G, and I'm going to play a C 2 octaves above this as our melody note. So it sounds like this together. And so what I want to kind of talk about today is using just triads. What are some other chords that we can go to? Meaning, what are some other chords that we can go to where C is a chord tone? All right, so we obviously got C major because that's what I'm playing right now. But you can also go to C minor, just bring that E down to an E flat, so you got C, E flat, G. And that already is just some really simple change. Some movement is created by just this simple progression. Okay, so in both of those chords, C major and C minor, our C, which is in the melody, is quote unquote the root note. It is the bottom note of that chord. Not bottom in terms of where it is on the piano, but bottom in terms of that is defining. All the other notes are in relation to that note. So that's the root note, as we call it. So what happens if we turn this C from a root note into the fifth chord tone? So that would mean that we are now going to play an F chord. Because in an F chord we have F, A, C, and C is the fifth. So let's go from C major to F major. That's a nice chord progression right there. Very, very common. You might have heard it called 1 to 4. The 1 chord being C, the 4 chord being F, because F is a fourth of C. But don't worry about that if it doesn't make sense. So here we got C major to F major. And similarly, we can make this F chord F minor. So we can go from C major to F minor. Because that fifth is still going to stay the same. The only thing that changes is that this third in F. The F minor third is an A flat. The F major third is an A. Just like how we were doing in the key of C, where we got C, E, G, and then we got C, E flat, G. Same thing, just moving that major third down a half step. So back at the top, we got C major to F major. We also have C major to F minor. Kind of saucy, right? So those are some destinations that we can head to when we have the C and the melody. And we explored C being the root of the chord, and we explored C being the fifth of the chord, and the other chord tone that's been common throughout these chords that I'm playing is the third, right? 1, 3, 5 in our triads. So if we pretend like C is now going to become the third of a new chord, we need to ask ourselves what chord that's going to be. And if it's major, it's going to be A flat major. So let's go from C major to A flat major. And hear how the C now becomes a lot more, for lack of a better word, colorful? It's because it's this major third now. It's not the root, it's not the fifth, it's the major third. So it's got more color to it. Okay, so we got our A flat major chord with the C, where the C is the third. But what happens if we wanted to have a minor chord where the C is the third? Well, before, when we just dropped our third down a half step, we can't do that, because if we drop our third, which is the C, down a half step, then we're changing the note. So what we need to do is bring everything else up a half step, meaning we need to bring the root and the fifth up a half step. So instead of A flat, it's now going to be A. So let's see what C major to A minor sounds like. Still some color in that C because it's a third again. C major, A minor, A flat major, back to C major. That's kind of cool. I don't know if you've been hearing this, but when I've been playing the chords in the left hand, I'm keeping the same shape, 1, 3, 5. But now I'm going to experiment with inverting them a little bit. So before, where I was playing C major, A minor, A flat major, I'm going to play the same things. I'm just going to rearrange the order that they appear in my left hand. So here's C major, here's A minor, here's A flat major, back to C major. Hi Maria, good to see you. One more time, that's C major to A minor to A flat major. And that sounds very, very different than C major to A minor to A flat major. Right? There's a lot of magic in how we choose to arrange the movement of our chords. I think that's probably a lesson for another day, though, because that can get pretty deep. But what I wanted to just go over today was the idea of taking this C in our melody, treating it as a root, treating it as a fifth, or treating it as a third. And then also doing the exact same thing, but with minor chords. C minor, F minor, and A minor. That's kind of nice, right? Yeah, I like that. So we just had C minor to F minor to A minor. That's kind of cool how that little melody is created there. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. When we choose to not play all of our chords in root position, aka 1, 3, 5, but start to arrange that. So maybe some chords are then going to be 5, 1, 3, or maybe going to be 3, 5, 1. Then we can get these other little melodies that just pop out. So like I was playing C minor, where the C is in the melody way up top, and then play F minor, and then play A minor, and there's that nice little line in there. That nice little ascending line. See if you can hear it while I add in everything else. Ooh, you're not going to hear it if I don't play it. Kind of cool, right? I hope that makes some sense. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, a great weekend. Couple things to mention. As always, I'm available for lessons, for 100% money back guarantee, so you got nothing to worry about. And let's see here. I'm going to be releasing a full moon piece. I think we've got a full moon in my part of the world on Thursday. So I'm going to be releasing some new music Thursday. And lastly, I will not be here next Friday. I've got another commitment, and I think I may have another, and I think that commitment may extend to the week after. So I may be out for 2 weeks, but definitely I will be out for next week. So I'll see you when I see you, and take care until then.